Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Joe Fame with Fear Fame Productions. Today, I'm going to just do a really quick video of how to audition for a movie. Now, you may think this is a common thing, or maybe you're not too sure where to begin. If you're just starting out as an actor, actress, and you're just trying to get into the community of growing as an actor and actress, the best is to start networking with the people already in your community. So what I recommend is you go on Facebook and look up all the casting calls in your area. So whatever state you lived in, you can type in generic, whatever casting calls. There's usually a bunch of casting call groups on Facebook. This will allow you to get into even a couple independent films, student films, anything to kind of just get your practice out. Then once you have start building up a little bit of resume, you could then feel comfortable to start applying for paid work. You can even apply for paid work right away. Whatever you feel comfortable that you think you can do, you accomplish. Number one, make sure you get a good photo of yourself, not just a selfie. Get yourself a nice professional headshot. If all you have is your camera, then make sure you have really good lighting, really up close, something that has a nice backdrop, not like my backdrop, but it's a regular plain backdrop where it'll capture your face mostly. A couple examples like these. So another thing when it comes to auditioning is make sure you follow the directions on the casting call. This seems like a big thing that nobody ever listens to, especially in these casting groups. You may say, submit your resume, your headshot, your name, your date of birth, whatever they ask for. Make sure you follow step-by-step directions. Never, ever, ever direct that person, send them a direct message personally. Never do that. If they say send me an email, you send them an email. If they say contact me through a messenger, then contact through the messenger. It is easy on their part, and they don't have to worry about getting flooded by so many people trying to reach out to them. It's a lot easier if you follow step-by-step instructions. This is going to get you ahead of your competition already, because the people that don't follow instructions, usually we don't pay any mind to. When I do my films and we get flooded with emails, hundreds and hundreds of people trying to audition, trying to work on my project, when they don't follow instructions, we usually sometimes don't even bother even reviewing their stuff, or especially if they hit me up on a private message. I said, did you follow the steps that we told you to do in the posting? If they say, yes, we did do the steps, we did send an email, I'm doing a follow-up, okay, that's fine. At least you follow the steps. But if you say, no, I just want to reach out because I want to audition, that's not good, because I'm not going to take you as a serious person. Because step one, they want to see, can you follow instructions? Because as an actor, whatever the director guides you to do during the film process, you have to learn how to follow instructions, as simple as just auditioning. That is key number one. Make sure you follow instructions of the post. So whatever they say to do, you do. Another thing, another great tip on how to audition for a movie, when they respond back and they give you a side and they say, okay, they're either going to call you in for an in-person audition or you can do it through Zoom, here's the side script, whatever. The main thing that you want to focus on, besides just knowing the words, you never really want to keep looking down at paper. You always try to want to stay contact. It's one thing trying to memorize lines and then just looking out off a screen. Never want to sound robotic. That's a big issue that a lot of actors have, is sounding robotic. Like they're just reading off of a piece of paper, or a piece of paper is right in front of them, and they're kind of just reading it. It doesn't give what we're looking for, because what we look for is expressions, how you deliver those lines. And basically when there's somebody speaking in between your lines, so you say a line and then there's another dialogue that follows, you want to kind of react to that dialogue. So during that break when you're not saying your lines, that's when we look at the expressions. How are you taking in what that person is saying to you? How can you relate in that conversation? Is it something supposed to be happy, angry, a fight, an argument? How you are going to react to what the person is saying is going to show a lot to the director or the casting director to know, okay, this person has emotions, they're showing expressions, they're understanding the conversation, like they're actually in a conversation and not just whatever, thrown to the wolves. So those are big tips. Make sure you follow instructions step by step. Make sure when you send your auditions, send in the format that they want to send in something simple that they can pull up and watch very easily. If it's a Google Drive and they have to request access to it, it's not a good idea, because then it's like we have to chase you down and try to say, hey, can we get access granted to your Google so we can view your content? If anything, upload it to YouTube on an unlisted send it that way, or send something that's going to play right away. Never send a file that's in a Google Drive that you have to access through a code. It just puts more work, and at that point, we're just probably gonna be like, nah, we don't got time to view that. So make sure you have it very easyable for a director or casting, whoever is doing the auditions, to be able to view in an easy and simplicity way. And this is going to get you ahead. So these little steps are very, very simple and very, very crucial, and will get you ahead. Also, the last step that I want to include to wrap up this video is being humble. Humble is like the main thing. To be able to respect the industry, to respect the people's projects, to respect anything. Bashing somebody on social media or bashing a project on social media is not going to allow people to trust you or even want to work with you. If you talk bad about a director or bad about somebody that because they didn't cash you and you're kind of holding a grudge because they didn't want to cash you for something, that is not going to look good on your end. And then you're going to get yourself deeper into a hole, which nobody's going to want you. Blacklisting yourself is very common in this industry, especially when it's the community based, because everyone starts knowing everybody. It becomes very dramaful. So once one person starts blasting, people find out, you never want to do any of that. A little bonus tip too, if you do get selected for the casting, you're on set, one thing please do not do, because this is going to make you look bad. It will get you blacklisted and you'll never get work again. Do not go to a set drunk or high. If you can't know where you are, you're in cloud nine, you start stripping off your clothes, you're just going crazy and you're not paying attention, you're zoning out, that is going to look really bad on you. And if somebody has to tell you something, it's not going to look pretty. And especially if they tell you more than once. If it's one time and something that you can fix, cool. But if it's something that's on a repeated thing, it looks very bad. They'll tell you leave the set. They'll just blacklist you, and then they'll tell other directors and producers, especially in your town. People speak, and people speak quick. So you could bash yourself really fast. So these are just a couple quick tips on how to audition for your next role. So just a quick recap. Join casting calls, find a bunch of them, submit to every single one you can think of. Even if you don't get a response back, that's okay. Create an IMDb account. That's also another bonus tip. You create one. I know there's a pro membership. It's a little bit better, but you can still at least make a free one just so you can start adding projects to it when you start getting. So that's also another bonus because you want to show that as your resume. If you're still starting out, hit up every casting call you can, any free ones even, just to get started. Make sure you do audition, follow the step prompts. Make sure whatever they say you do in the order they tell you. And then when you submit, please show facial expressions. Make it like we want to look at you. Intrigue us. It's just like if you were going to a record deal and you literally get maybe 3 to 10 seconds of them hearing music before they decide it's good or it's bad. When they have a lot of auditions, they can decide that quick. Your first line can be like, nope, don't want him or her. And they're on to the next. Make it so they are drawn to you. Definitely build the hype. Get them excited to watch your audition. Start off with your name and too, also explaining who you are and where you're from. That also helps as well too, because then it kind of helps to go back and see, oh, okay, I remember that person and their name. Instead of them trying to figure out what your name is. Once you have these simple things, when you get a casting call back, just don't mess it up. Just basically just be you. Don't get drunk. Don't get high. Just do your job and everything's going to fall into play. I hope these tips help, and I hope you go out there and you knock it out of the park. I am Joe Fan with Fear Fan Productions. We got so many projects coming up. From movies and shorts, we are taking over Florida. We got so much in the works. So if you do want to do an audition for our projects, follow us on our social medias at Fear Fan Productions, because we're always doing something new and exciting. So hope you guys like this one. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.